Hello and welcome to my video. So this is me reading some of my own poetry. I shared some on my blog over the years and some have got quite popular, so I thought I would record myself actually saying some of the poetry. I did ask for your thoughts on what I should include, and I have included most of them. I also have two that I haven't shared that much, so there are 6 in total. 2 are quite long, but I'm going to try and keep this video as short as I can. Reading it off my phone. It's a phone case that people keep asking about. And because I can't remember every single word I wrote, I may stumble, but I will correct myself. You know how I am. So the first one's called Robot. It's been many years, but the sound of your name is still poison to my ears. I was only young, and you used that to turn me into your own personal robot. You know all the right buttons to control me, the voice controls to change my programming. You're worthless, and you're lucky I'm with you. You knocked me down and made me feel like you were the one to fix me. You had created the virus in my mind that destroyed every single piece of me. You built me up, slowly twisting screws in my head, securing your hold on me. Oh, but he doesn't really mean it. It was my fault, really. Inserting your own voice patterns. When I started to fight the virus, you tightened your grip, creating dents in my armor, before trying to fix me again. You told me that if I spoke, you would hurt me. But then you would gently hold me closer, claiming you didn't mean what you said, but you had carefully inserted that thought into my mind, tightening the screws in further for more control. I learnt not to feel, and that's what you wanted, a robot that would obey and not fight back. I was losing the fight with the virus in my mind, all emotions gone, destroyed by what you had planted. And still, I hoped you would fix me. I kept up the pretense that all was fine. I smiled when I was meant to, convincing them I was okay. I covered for you and laughed when people asked, "Oh, that bruise? Silly me, I walked into a wall." But the only wall I walked into were the ones you created, perfectly surrounding me. Although the walls were invisible and only in my mind, you used that virus to create them so vividly. You didn't have to use your voice commands to trap me. That's when I knew you wasn't going to fix me. I was alive, but only as your perfect robot, not really living. The virus had done its job and destroyed all my hopes. I did everything I had to, just to keep you happy, to stop you from denting my weak armor anymore. The dents were more visible, and I tried to hide them, but I was losing the battle. The virus continued, and that's when it planted the thought that the only way out was if you destroyed me, or I self-destructed. My robot mind was not my own, and you made sure of that. I didn't have the will to fix myself. It only took one person to scare me, to find my problem. She took me to her house, dismantled all your handiwork, one screw at a time. Slowly, impatiently. She rendered the virus useless, and the control you had was broken. I told her what you did to me, how I was losing myself to your control, how I didn't even know what you were doing, until it was too late, and I had become your own little robot. I crashed, and she helped me as I broke down. She helped me correct the programming you had created, and together we worked on slowly fixing me. You got angry that she had made you lose something that you had spent months creating. No matter how hard you tried, the voice controls and buttons that you pressed didn't affect me anymore. So you tried with another virus, not only to affect me, but those closest to me. But I was one step ahead, with my computer brain working in overdrive. I had already installed a firewall around those closest to me. Your virus had no chance of surviving, and soon you lost all control. I wasn't fixed, but I was stronger without your control. Now I have an antivirus installed to stop it happening again. But I am still finding hidden screws that you hid too well, and I'm still rewiring my brain not to make my body flinch when somebody moves too fast or speaks too loud. I am no longer a robot, but I am still struggling with thoughts that are not my own. But at least I can feel, and I can tell myself that I will be okay. After all this time, I survived months with you. When I thought I had no fight left, I surprised myself, and here I am today, many years on. I'm still not fixed, but I can finally say, I think I'm going to be okay. So that is probably one of my most popular ones. I've got a lot of replies, mostly positive from that, about how others have gone through a similar situation. I wasn't going to explain the poems, but all I want to say is if you're in an abusive relationship, they're not going to change. You have to get out, no matter how hard it is. The next one is my most recent one. A lot of people were requesting this, so this is quite short. The stars on the moon. I thought we went together like the stars on the moon, which I guess was true, because like a star, your love burnt out, and I'm left, like the moon, alone in the dark. The next one is probably my best friend's favourite one. and turns out quite a lot of you liked it as well. The galaxy is always expanding. To the girl with the beautiful smile that reflects everyone around her, whose eyes hold the galaxy and the beauty of it all. Please don't sit behind closed doors and think about all the things that could have been, should have been, and have been, and feel alone. Please don't hide away from the world because you don't feel enough, because I know how you are feeling now, but please remember, it will pass. To the girl who leaks stars when she cries, please know that you don't stand alone, because inside you are full of so much that it's just ready to burst if you let it. You are so much more than you know, because you are the holder of all. You can do absolutely anything if you only believe. So collect all of your stars and believe that when I say that you can do anything you dream, because no one can stop the galaxy. Ooh. 3 down. 3 down? 3 down. Sorry, these are all short ones, so I thought they kind of merged. Redecorating. I wasn't going to name my poems, but apparently it's really fun. I'm stuck in a prison and I'm screaming to break out, desperately hitting at walls closing in around me. But no matter what I do, it doesn't make a difference. The artwork on the walls or the fabrics I dress it with does nothing to make me feel any more at home. This next one also got quite a lot of... So redecorating I didn't really share much of. The next one is called Love is Love. When people are worried to tell their parents who they love because they might get thrown out by the same people who swore they would love and protect them no matter what. That's when you know our fight for acceptance is not over. Little bit of paper going on next. This one's quite long, and this is also the last one. Not the answer they were expecting. But what does a boy feel like? 7 words that stopped me in my tracks. I knew it was a trick question, because how can I explain something that's rooted deep inside? How can I explain when someone says she or her, that my brain automatically creates it to he and his? Because the other ones sound so wrong. How can I explain the feeling of feeling wrong in a body that is so familiar yet so strange, one that I have grown accustomed to but cannot love? When I look in a mirror, I have to remind myself, that's me. But at the same time, it's not. How can I explain the feeling of going through the wrong puberty, of growing breasts that yell this is a female body, that the nights spent clawing at them, praying they would go away, when the time of the month was referred to lady problems, and I felt so different from a normal lady? How do I explain the feeling of trying to fit in, doing makeup, trying on dresses, how wrong I felt to try and look like a girl? I couldn't get the hang of it. No matter how much I tried, I always felt like I was someone else, but not me. How can I explain the feeling of always doing what a girl was meant to, of envying my sister because she found it so effortless to do what was considered normal? Aged 8, I got my first boy clothes. My mum, bless her, doesn't think clothes have a gender. So getting my first pair of skater clothes was an amazing feeling, and I felt so much better. How can I explain the feeling of years of hoping that being boyish was a phase, praying over and over that I will grow out of it, or I will learn to be comfortable in women's clothes? But as time went on, I never felt so wrong. How can I explain the feeling of wanting to end everything, because your mind and body felt so wrong? The nights I sat with a blade, the patch of warmth, the only reminder that this is real, and hoping for something to end this feeling of wrongness. How can I explain the feeling of saying just one sentence, and how much relief it brought? I think I'm a boy. One haircut later, and a talk with my parents, I finally have a boy's name. I'm living my life as me, a job that knows me as a guy, a family that loves me for me. So how can I explain the feeling of finally figuring something out? I don't feel wrong anymore. I don't feel like I want to end it all. The thoughts of transitioning brings me hope. I finally see a world with me in it. I've been thinking about the question. The psychologist said to me, the answer is I don't know. Because I know how I feel, and I am a boy. So that is the last poem. I am currently writing a poetry collection. I have about 49 poems, so I hope one day that people like my poems enough and I will get published. But until that day, I think I'm going to keep sharing them on my blog. If people like these videos, I might consider doing more. So I think that rounds it up for today. So until next time, stay safe.